Can a bond form where least expected? Can a connection spark between the most unlikely of pairs? These questions are at the heart of our narrative today, a fascinating exploration of unexpected connections. Imagine a world-renowned concert pianist who has spent her life in grand concert halls, and a humble street musician who knows nothing but the hustle and bustle of crowded city streets. At first glance, they share only one thing, a love for music. But as fate would have it, their paths cross in a remarkable twist of events. The pianist, accustomed to the refined acoustics of grand halls, finds herself captivated by the raw, unfiltered melodies of the street musician. The street musician, on the other hand, is drawn to the pianist's intricate mastery of the piano, a stark contrast to his own improvised tunes. Despite their vastly different backgrounds, they find a common ground, a shared language in the form of music. This unlikely connection doesn't stop at just the two musicians. Picture a vintage teacup, a remnant of a bygone era, sitting on a dusty shelf in an antique store. Now, imagine a modern, sleek smartphone, the epitome of the digital age. At first glance, they seem worlds apart. But when the smartphone is placed next to the teacup, it reflects a beautiful pattern onto the teacup's surface, creating a mesmerizing fusion of the old and new. This unexpected bond between the teacup and the smartphone, just like the musicians, serves as a reminder that connections can form in the most improbable places. It tells us that no matter how different two things might seem, there's always a chance for a unique bond to form. A bond that can bring about unforeseen changes and even create a harmonious blend of contrasts. In conclusion, our narrative today has taken us through the intriguing world of unlikely connections. We've seen how a concert pianist and a street musician, despite their contrasting backgrounds, form a bond through their shared love for music. We've also seen how a vintage teacup and a modern smartphone, despite belonging to different eras, form an unexpected connection that results in a beautiful fusion of the old and new. These stories remind us that connections can form in the most unlikely of places, between the most unexpected pairs. They show us that differences can sometimes be the very thing that brings us together, creating a bond that is as unique as it is unexpected. So, next time you find yourself in a situation where everything seems different, remember the pianist and the street musician. Remember the teacup and the smartphone. Remember that connections can form where least expected, and these connections might just be the ones that leave the most significant impact. After all, isn't it the most unexpected connections that often bring about the most remarkable changes?